Well, hello everyone. Happy Tuesday. Gosh, December 4th? Wow. We're in the holiday season for sure. So, welcome everyone. So, I was listening to a really great podcast by Rich Roll, and you got to subscribe to his podcast. They're amazing. I was sharing last week that he had a guest on, James Clear, who is the author of Atomic Habits, an easy and proven way to build good habits and break bad ones. So last week, I shared the first two laws in creating good habits, and there's 4 total. So if you missed the first 2, please go to my YouTube channel, Karen Prechtel Coaching, and check those out. And amongst many other videos you can also view. They're great because they're short and digestible, easy peasy, right? So let's get into laws 3 and 4 in James Clear's 4 laws of adapting a good habit. So number 3 in adopting a good habit is make it easy. Make it easy. So he was sharing to change his habit of, for him in changing one of his habits is he had a challenging time checking his phone all the time. He is not alone, right? But if the phone was next to him, he was finding that he was checking it like every 5 minutes, which actually makes a lot of sense because the average person actually checks their phone. Are you sitting down? 150 times per day. 150 times per day. Isn't that crazy? 150 times. So what he did was, hey, Judy, ho, ho. What he did was he left his phone. He works from home. So he left his phone plugged in another room in his home, right? And he said it took like 45 seconds in order for him to go from one room to the other to get his phone. So he basically left it up there and he said, I'm going to leave it up there until lunchtime. So he had 3 to 4 hours where his phone wasn't around. And but when he keeps it outside of his office, it takes that 45 seconds where he has to check his phone, right? So, which is super interesting because when his phone is right next to him, he checks it every 5 minutes, but he never wanted to bad enough to walk 45 seconds to retrieve his phone. So it's interesting. So the closer it is for him, the more he'll check it. So he didn't want to keep doing that. So what did he do? He made it easy by just putting it away, right? Where he couldn't see it for 3 to 4 hours. So the third law is really about getting that to work for you when it comes to building good habits. So reducing the number of steps between you and the good habit and increasing the number of steps between you and the bad habit. So you want to make it more difficult for the bad habit. Increase those steps, okay? All right. So number 4, the final one for adopting a good habit, make it satisfying. Okay, so, and also not just make it satisfying, but make it immediately satisfying. So the ultimate indicator of that is to reinforce your desired identity. So if you're focused on losing 30 pounds and you go run for a month and you say to yourself, well, my body hasn't changed, the scale is the same, you don't have any rewards to see, right? But if you're focused on being the type of person who runs 3 times per week, as soon as you step out the door and take 2 steps, you're reinforcing that identity. I am a runner. I run 3 times a week, right? So you can feel good in the moment. And even if it's in a small way, right? That's crucial to get good habits to stick. So this is what he calls the cardinal rule of behavior change, which is behaviors that are immediately rewarded get repeated, and behaviors that are immediately punished get avoided, right? So it's really about the speed of how quickly you feel satisfied. So if something feels good right after you finish it, it's like a positive emotional signal to your brain. So you really need to find a way to feel good, to feel successful as soon as you finish, or even in the process. Like I said, it's about reinforcing that identity, right? I'm a runner. I run 3 days a week. I'm out there, I'm doing it. I stepped outside the door, here I go. It's just celebrating. We talk about, and we've talked about many times, is celebrating the small successes you have every single day, you guys. Celebrate the process, not necessarily the outcome, okay? Because a lot of us can get overwhelmed with the outcome, right? And it's really about the process that you really should be celebrating, right? In addition to the outcome, okay? So again, recap. The third one, adopting a good habit, is to make it easy. So reducing the number of steps between you and the good habit, increasing the number of steps of you and the bad habit. So you want to make it more difficult for those bad habits. Number 4, in adopting a good habit, is to make it rewarding and do it quickly. So it's about celebrating the process immediately. You really need to find a way to feel good, to feel successful as soon as you finish. All right? And remember, anything that I share with you guys, a lot of you could be saying, oh yeah, I could totally do that. And sometimes you're like, I don't know. You can. It's all about mindset. You can do anything you want. You change your mindset around it, right? And it may take you a while, but if you're changing small things throughout the day to get that mindset shift, you're doing it. It's about moving forward and not standing still. All right? Okay. Have a great rest of your day. If you're watching this in replay, please type in replay, and have a fantastic rest of your week. And remember, the good habits make invisible or make visible, bad habits invisible. All right. Talk to you soon. Talk to you next week. Bye-bye.